you're looking at it from, what's the result, the role that design plays in, in the design phase, right? This track is the one that's going to want to draw your attention. There's a number of different presentations that are lined up here that are going to help you to engage early, build and establish clear criteria, and kind of unifying a solid foundation as you move into all of your elements of design. Just a few that interest me. There's the curated content for big room strategies for even bigger project success. So, the big room, obviously that's that classroom setting, everybody working together. From a design perspective, what do we need to bring to the table, to be able to help to make that big room successful? I think you're going to learn a lot about that type of engagement and the practice of design and how that kind of interfaces in this kind of, team environment so that there's, full transparency. And then the live lab, beyond buy-in, experience alignment through your conditions of satisfaction, so even before you get into the big room and you're really starting to plug in and going after the project, understanding those conditions of satisfaction for design, that's really important, right? If we don't know the true north and kind of where we're going, then we may start in a spot that really wasn't the most optimum place, and since we're out at the beginning and kind of leading, that could pull the whole team down a path that maybe we didn't want to start out with. So aligning your conditions of satisfaction, your true north, that's a super good one to attend, especially if you're new to this. As a design practitioner and wanting to understand more, that's a very solid course. And then two that, kind of are, I'd say, layers of a framework within design in the lean environment. But you have your CBA, and then you have your set-based design. Now, I'll actually be leading along with Stan and Mike Williams. We'll be leading set-based design. This is really kind of talking about a kind of a system approach to how you're optimizing very early ideas in conceptual design. So there's kind of idea of these kind of multiple design sets that are coming in to solve a problem instead of just kind of linear flow, right? And so you're doing these kind of at a very high level, and you're doing a multitude of them, and there's a funneling system that you're trying to do so that you're achieving that kind of that best value goal, that true north. And so we're going to be doing a deep dive into that. We've done it a few times already. It's built a lot of excitement. This is going to continue that dialogue. And then if you're looking at more of a structured approach for it, you couldn't do any better than the curated content for the CBA lays the groundwork for success. So that's your choosing by advantage system, and that's going to be kind of a much more detailed way to kind of go through and step through a specific problem or design set as opposed to your set-based design. So those are the things that I'm looking forward to, and those are the things that gets me excited about Congress this year, Joe.
Boy, what's that expression? If I had an hour to cut down a tree, I'd spend 59 minutes sharpening the axe. I think that preparation is a key piece of lean. In fact, they even call I think it's 3P, production, preparation, process, is one of the core lean principles. Big idea there in manufacturing is you don't start something until you have everything you need to finish it. That setting yourself up is a key piece of on the manufacturing world. And then the design world, it really, really, really is. This track is about that. So setting the strategy for success, making sure that the pieces of the project are lined up for success, making sure that the team is in place, that you've got the right technical abilities, you've got the right cultural abilities, that you set all that stuff up so that the project can be designed and then built in a smooth process. So I'm really excited that we put together these different sessions that relate to that on a number of different levels. I just kind of touched them lightly, but this is something that I think all of us will benefit from. It's easy to think the job starts once design starts, but the pre-work to get to the beginning of design is absolutely critical. So I don't know, Joan, what do you think? I mean, I could pick a specific two of the tracks that really stand out to me: communications done right, a model for continuous alignment. It is amazing how infrequently we pause to think about how we're going to relate to each other. You know, one of those old lean expressions from back in the day was projects are networks of commitments, and we're of course communicating each other to make those commitments, and the way in which we communicate requests and negotiations and those sorts of things really influences our reliability, our ability to achieve those commitments. So I think that track is really a key one. The contract as well is a really important part of IPD. That idea of that our profit, loss, all that stuff is that shared risk reward and indemnification, all that stuff is really just a key part of us being able to work together. So it's great that we have a track on that, and I'm excited that we're able to bring this to Congress this fall.
Great. Well, thank you, Stan.
Yeah.